Hi, my name is Gabriel Mascaro from Brazil. I'm the film director of the movie The Blue Trail, and I'm very happy to be in the competition of the Berlinale.
Hello and welcome to the 39th Teddy Award. My name is Jan Felix Wuttig and today I'm here with director Gabriel Mascaro to talk about his film The Blue Trail. Gabriel, thank you so much for being here and for taking the time.
Thank you so much for being here. It's my pleasure to be here. Sit close to the TED, give me temptation.
Yes, exactly.
So you're very provocative.
Don't take it away. No, it's our pleasure and thank you so much for the film. It's a beautiful film. It deals with an elderly woman, Teresa, who rebels against the treatment of the elderly in the country and sets off and sort of claims the experiences that she always wished she'd had before. Could you maybe tell me how the idea for the film came to you?
Yes, the first inspiration came from my grandmother. I used to live with my grandparents and my grandmother in the house, for lots of people living together, and I could be part of watching their body be aging, passing, no? And when my grandfathers passed away, my grandmother started painting. She just reflourished a new life. So I was very interested in recuperate this feeling of reflourishment and reborn when we are older. It really taught me how it's never too late to start changing and reshaping her beliefs,
yeah,
or discovering new experiences.
Yeah.
And it was just a starting point that I became obsessed about investigating the elderly body, more especially the female body. And yes, it was a starting point. And then, of course, I tried to create the fiction, the fantasy, creating the rules of the world where the story is set.
Yeah. And concerning that world, because that is the first thing that impressed me about the film, which is the depth of the worlds that you construct. I mean, it's almost like something, at times it feels like something out of a science fiction movie because it's quite dystopian, you know.
Yeah.
The elderly people are taken away to some sort of colony that is only mentioned by name, and they sort of lose self-determination over their own bodies. You know, there's people who take custody over them. How did you come up with these ideas?
Yes, when I started to research about movies and reference about elderly protagonists, it was so difficult to find something close to what I was looking for in terms of artistic approach or point of view. Mm-hmm. In general, when we think about the elderly bodies in cinema, we always see them or as a body that are close to the death. No? It's about dealing with the conflicts of the narrative, is about dealing with the imminent of death, or it's about elderly people that are displaced of the time and are some kind of way like nostalgia about the past. They are all associated about past or the finitude of life.
Yes.
But I was trying to look at the elderly body through the perspective of the present. No past, no future, but the really experience of present.
Yes.
It's so sad because it's almost if the society only allows the young body to experience life in the
Yes,
present.
yes, very
If
much
you
so,
see the
yeah.
tradition of the coming of the age stories, are all about the rites of passage, rite of passage of teenagers leaving the school, leaving the college. What are the rites of passage of the elderly? How
True. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
so, yes, it was for me. It was so difficult to navigate between the movies, the previous movies that was made about the elderly bodies, and I started to investigate different genres where I could appropriate and blend and create some kind of disruptive. Because it was so, it's almost if the genres do not accept the elderly body.
True. Yeah. Yeah. It's very much so. I mean, you like with coming of age films, you have an entire genre that is concerned with rites of passage of young people, of children becoming teenagers, of teenagers becoming grown-ups, adults. But you don't really have that sort of later in life. And if you do have a kind of rite of passage for the elderly, so to speak, it's always from a perspective that is tragic. Yes, very much. Teresa meets another woman during her journey, Roberta. And Roberta takes her in, she owns a boat, so she takes her in and she sort of shows her a new perspective. Could you tell me what role Roberta plays in the film?
For me, it was very important that in this movie about this elderly protagonist that rebels against the system could make a trajectory where she would find the fortaleza, someone that would embrace her and teach her new values and point her to the future, the hope, the desire would be flourished with the meeting of true elderly women.
Yes.
So and older than her, even older. So in a movie that we're talking about aging and this difficulty of someone being accepted in the society, she will find hope when she meets someone older than her that will teach her different experience and offer her new, and she will finally offer her new experience of life.
Yes.
Massage and dancing, discover the life actually.
Yes, yeah. So Roberta kind of becomes that motor for the development of Teresa's life and the fulfillment sort of her dreams. One thing that I was particularly struck by was sort of the beauty of the different stages that you have on the river, the boats, by the shorelines, or a little, it's called ultralight, like basically an ultralight plane.
Yeah.
How did you come up with these stages? Did you have them in the script beforehand, or did you sort of find them as you went along?
No, ultralight was built by our production design.
Yeah.
Yes, actually the movie plays in a very playful way with different aspects of space-time. These ultralight models are actually in the 80s. So the wrinkle wagon that takes the elderly to be arrested by the government, actually it could be in the past. It's not. We are talking about dystopia, but it's not about the futurism. I think when we could create a lot of displacement and political reflections more when you think about the change of cultural behaviors, more than flying cars or high-tech gadgets.
Very much so.
So I was really interested in thinking how this development, this populist government are trying to interfere in the dreams and in the body of the elderly people and their desire. And yes, our character reacts to that. And the film is about the right of dream, and she wants to be free at some point, and she wants to fly. But when she meets Roberta, the old lady in the boat, she flies even higher than she would imagine be possible.
Yeah, and she doesn't need the plane anymore.
That's a big discovery.
Yeah. Teresa meets or encounters a blue snail at different points during the narrative. For me, that symbol kind of was a sort of stand-in for something that would make the characters dream, that would enable them to see something different, get a new perspective on things, and maybe get a little crazy where they needed some creativity. But what did it mean to you?
Yeah, I think the snail there is some kind of poetry in terms of he's very slowly in its movement, but very powerful, and the ability to show you a slice of future through this psychedelic experience. And the beauty for me about this snail element, that we are not creating from the beginning a character that you recognize as like a hippie, open, like, no, in the beginning of the movie she's very conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's no, the people, is it each other? It's like to use each other so the people can start doing wrong things. Oh, I want to have a trip of this. No, for God's sake, is this, I would not trust my future in an animal like this, you know.
Yeah.
She reacts in very like funny way as like conservative people that are not open to that in the movie. Plays with, from the beginning of the movie, very conservative elderly people. They are pro-regime. In the beginning, she experienced the whole journey, and finally embrace a lot of new experience for her, open to be attached to a woman older than her, and a new kind of trust. She developed another woman, and yes, we have some kind of psychedelic experience, but not in this way, like drugs. It's because she became very touched about the experience she was able to see before in the movie. So it's a very like simple movie that goes through different characters. I think I like to look to the movie as a ballet. She starts the movie dancing, and the music is very like strong, and it's almost if the movie was giving the hand to the audience and say, "Come with me, let's play this together."
True. I wanted to ask you about this because I found the music to be very, very well composed to the image. It takes on certain things and it leads to another, and it gives you different emotions. How did you approach which music to use?
Yes, it was at some point we wanted to make a music that was very contemporary and alive, and do not go to this easy association. That's why, because the characters are old. We are playing like piano, blah blah blah. You know, it's a movie very alive, and want to be. When talk about contemporaneity, the contradictions of the contemporaneity. Let's play with this reference, and the music finally mix some palettes of electronic music, synth, and circus, like a circus, like a fanfare, like a amusement park palette instruments, like so. The briefing to the musician was, please make us feel when you watch a movie that there is no orchestra inside of the room. So let's let's play with this feeling. The music is always counterintuitive. When the character is sad, we are not using the sad music. We are like, so actually, in the end, when we are, when we feel pena, what's that?
Heavy?
No, when we feel for someone, oh, poor guy. When we feel that.
Pity.
And the movie tries to avoid this. When you begin the movie, we have some kind of pity for her that she is being removed from the society, blah blah blah. Oh, so poor girl, poor old woman. But then we realize that, oh my God, it was the best thing that could happen in her life. that forced her to experience a new understanding of what her body is able to achieve.
And what she's capable of, and what she retakes or reclaims her sort of agency, right? And so that's it's funny how the music may contrast or sort of support it at times.
When she's fired, the music starts to like it could be it can be good.
It's a good contrast.
When something very bad happens to you, something can be that's a signal. for a good new moment.
Yeah, and I was like specifically, I don't know how the audience reacted in a theater, and particularly sort of what drew me into the movie were the sort of first minutes where we see her working in that sort of, you know, in the freezer, and there's all this mist or fog coming up, and she's standing there kind of dancing and moving around, and that was those images and the movie and the music kind of created this atmosphere which was just beautiful and poetic, and I think that got me into it, you know. Gabriel, I want to thank you again.
Thank you
for
very much
taking
for being
the
here.
time.
Thank you for letting me stay close
Of course,
to the teddy.
caressing the teddy. Our pleasure. And I wish you all the best
Thank you very
for
much.
the rest of the Berlinale.
Bye bye.
Okay.